Hi everyone, Dana's here. Today we are talking about the tasks 19 through 24, and we're looking at the tasks from our FIPI bank. So, a couple of things before we start. First of all, I'd like all of you to know that I did not select these tasks. I did not change anything in them. Just as they are in the bank, they are here on the slides. Now, I have moved to my presentation so many tasks that I don't know, there are like 50 slides here. So we are going to really dive into all of these grammar tasks and explain everything, practice a lot. So if you're not sure about 19 through 24 now, I hope that you will be after this stream. Before we get to the actual topic of our lesson, a couple of things about me, right? If you haven't met me yet, well, nice to meet you now. I am a senior methodologist and teacher at the online school Учёба.ру. I graduated from MSLU, which is one of the best universities in Moscow on linguistics. So if you are thinking about entering a university and studying to be an English teacher or a translator, an interpreter, that's the university for you. I totally do recommend it. I also have an international teacher certificate, TESOL. That's a great one, right? Everybody likes international certificates, so I got one. I also got 100 points for ЕГЭ, which might be actually the most important thing about me for you personally. For me personally, the most important thing about me, I guess, professionally, is that I'm absolutely in love with the English language and with teaching it. So I hope you love what you're doing too. Yeah, and well, I got also a second education on interior design, so I could also design a flat for you if if it's needed, you know. A couple of things about the online school that we're with here today. Учёба.ру has 12,000 graduates who passed ЕГЭ and ОГЭ with the help of our school. 4,200 students got excellent results with us, 80 plus for ЕГЭ and 5 for ОГЭ. We also got amazing teachers, including but not limited to all the beautiful women that you see now on the slide. A couple more things about the school, guys. We guarantee you the entrance to university if you prepare with us for 3 exams and if you do everything that we ask of you. You don't miss classes and you do your homework, take all the progress checks. By the way, progress checks are mock exams, right? So they are as close to the real exam as we can get. And you take them every month to, well, first of all, practice, right? And second of all, well, see where you are, right? See what else you need, see what you're good at, and especially what you're still bad at, so that we can do something about it, right? Study more, practice more, learn new things, and, well, get better, improve, right? We also got different level groups, which is very important for studying a language, right? So, so that you can study at your own pace and understand everything that you need to. And, phew, finally, we're at the topic, right? Guys, just a couple things about 19 through 24 in general, all the things that you need to know to complete these tasks perfectly. If you're interested in strategies, then you should watch another video of ours, another stream that we held somewhere at the beginning of the year. You can find it in our in the list, right, of our streams. So yeah, today it's all about practice, right? I will explain everything, of course, but you know, the general ideas, the general strategies for these tasks, they're in another video. All right, let's have a look at a couple of things, right, that I put on here. Verbs, right? We do need to know lots of different things about verbs. Actually, that's the most difficult, I guess, part of 19 through 24 when you get a verb, right? Because there are lots of different questions you should ask yourselves to actually get the right answer. First of all, of course, tenses, right? That's, I think, the biggest pain of our students. But guys, if you understand tenses, this is going to be quite easy. Conditionals, reported speech, voices, of course, active or passive, right? Spelling, of course, spelling is important, right? Markers, time markers, I mean, and well, voice markers as well. Non-finite verb forms are also important, but they are usually quite easy in 19 through 24. We will meet a couple of tasks on this topic as well today. Adjectives and adverbs, right? Degrees of adjectives and adverbs, exceptions, of course, like good, better, the best, right? And spelling, again, is important. Spelling is important everywhere, actually, and here as well, of course. Numerals are one of the easiest things you can get in 19 through 24, but still, you should know the ordinal forms, right? And the correct spelling of them. Nouns are also pretty easy, but what's important here is spelling of spelling rules, right? F changes into V, Y changes into I, all of those things, and exceptions, right? Of course. Exceptions, I mean, in plural forms of nouns, like woman, women, right? Stuff like that. And pronouns. Basically, yeah, the only thing you need to know about pronouns is the logic behind them, right? Usually, people who want to pass ЕГЭ and ÖGE actually already know all the pronouns that there are in the English language, but the logic behind them sometimes gets lost, so we will revise that as well. Okay, are we ready or what? I think we are, right? These are all the parts of speech that you can meet in 19 through 24, right? And we are going to meet all of them in our practical session today. All right, our first task. Exciting, right? All right, this is about a region in Russia, right? Yakutia. So, guys, another thing we should remember about 19 through 24 is that it always includes connected texts, right, at the exam. So here in 19 through 21 is one connected text, right? All the sentences are connected to each other, and sometimes they do help us with our choices. Yeah, okay, let's get to it. Yakutia is right in the middle of Russia's far eastern region. Probably Yakutia is one of the parts of Russia. Still, it's a beautiful place. And I got cold that I need to put into the sentence. Guys, cold is an adjective, right? Which means that it's quite easy, actually. The only two things we can do with an adjective in 19 through 24 is put it into the comparative or the superlative form, right? So what do you think? Which one do we need here? Right, Elizabeth says coldest, and Elizabeth is absolutely right. Why though? Why coldest? Why not colder? Right. Well, we got what? We got the, yeah? And also the meaning of the sentence, right? We are comparing Yakutia to all the other regions in Russia. So, of course, it's coldest, right? It's colder than anything else. Okay, tourists love Yakutia because it is a perfect place for photography tours and spending quality time outdoors. And I got a verb here, right? I told you it's one of the hardest things that we can get, most difficult ones that we can get in 19 through 24, but I'm sure we can do it. The first question we should ask ourselves is my gap a predicate or not? I got tourists as the subject of the sentence, love as the predicate, so my gap is not a predicate. And yes, Elizabeth is absolutely right. Visiting. That is a non-finite verb form. It's a gerund, guys, and we can use a gerund after love. Another thing we can use after gerund, after love is an infinitive. So we can also say to visit. Right? Both of them are correct. I would say that love visiting is more traditional and that's it, right? It's more popular. That's it. Tourists love visiting or tourists love to visit. There is a small difference in meaning between a gerund and an infinitive, but we're not going to get into that right now because we got 2 correct answers. How's that? I think it's amazing. All right, 21. You only have to remember that winter, a good time to visit the area is winters are very cold there. So another verb, right? And let's also say that it's negative. Is not, Elizabeth says, and Elizabeth is right again. Is not. Why though? Guys, let's see again. Winter is our predicate, so our gap is, winter is our subject, so our gap is the predicate. And, well, we are looking around. We see have in present simple. We see winters are in present simple. So we're talking about a fact, right? Winter is not a good time to visit. Well, maybe not a fact, but an opinion, right? But this opinion is regular. It's just what we think. That's why we need present simple here. And well, winter is in, so is not. Very good. We got it. Moving on. 22 and 24 and a bonus, guys. We have a bonus here because previously in Yoga there were more tasks than 19 through 24 than 6, right? There were 7. So just for practicing purposes, we are going to take a bit more. The print brush. As its name suggests, the print brush is a printer that acts like a paintbrush. The print brush to public in 2011. And the word we need to put into is demonstrate, which is a verb. All right. Okay. I have already got an answer. That's amazing. And correct. Was demonstrated. Let's see why. What is this? Was demonstrated. Can you comment a little bit? I say my subject, brush. This is obviously our predicate, right? But what's the form? What is it? First of all, it's past simple, right? Because we have a particular date in the past, in 2011. So we do need past simple with particular dates in the past. But why not demonstrated? Why was demonstrated? What is that? Passive, of course. The print brush didn't demonstrate anything, right? People demonstrated the print brush. So we need passive voice here. Absolutely, you're right. Okay, 23. It immediately the attention of designers, and another verb here. We're still talking about the past, right? 2011. After it was demonstrated to public, it immediately caught. Absolutely. This is a sequence of actions, guys, so we just need past simple again. And past simple of catch is second form, caught. This verb is irregular. Okay, 24. If you want to use it, you just swipe it over any flat surface and in less than 10 seconds, it prints over it. It is very small and has a digital camera. Another verb. Wow. Okay. So we have it as the subject, is as the predicate. Okay, let's just imagine there are two lines there, yeah? That's the predicate, is. So what's our verb? It's not a predicate, right? We have is as the predicate and has as the predicate. Right? It is and has. Our gap describes what? It describes the camera, yes? Can the camera install anything? Well, probably not, yeah? Guys, as this is not our gap, is not the predicate of the sentence, we got only a few choices. It can be a gerund or a present participle, which both look the same way, verb ing, right? It can also be a past participle, which is verb ed or the third form of the verb, or it could be an infinitive. These are the three choices that we have if our gap is not the predicate of the sentence. So, gerund or present participle, both of them, describe a situation that is simultaneous with the main verb. So actions that happen at the same time, right? And, well, in these tasks, they're usually active. Gerund acts as a noun, present participle acts as an adjective usually. Past participle acts as a passive adjective. And, well, infinitives are infinitives. We all know them, right? We can use an infinitive after a modal verb if the infinitive is without to. We can use infinitives after certain verbs, right? So here we need the past participle. Why? Because our gap describes the camera, and the camera didn't do anything, so it acts as a passive adjective. And that's the exact function of past participle. Yeah, sometimes these tasks are not easy. So guys, has a digital camera installed, right? The past participle of the verb install, right? If the verb is regular, we just add ed. If it's not, we need the third form. But this past participle describes the camera, right? It acts as a passive adjective for that noun, for the camera. So we got it, right? All right, a bonus one. You can connect it to your laptop and literally print any image from it. Isn't it amazing? Since 2011, a lot of people that print brush and are happy with it. Another verb, 4 verbs in one text. That was not easy if somebody got this at the exam. Okay, what do we think? We have since, right, which is a time marker for, right, absolutely, for present perfect, guys. Since 2011, a lot of people have bought the print brush and are happy with it. Another hint that this is present perfect is present simple right here, right? We have a connection to the present. This is an action that has been happening for some time, right, since 2011, and now people are happy with it. That's a connection to the present. All right, moving on. Strange but true. Do you like walking along snowy streets? Many people enjoy it. We got a verb, so we're looking at the sentence, right? People as the subject, enjoy as the predicate. After enjoy, we can only use one thing. Absolutely, a gerund, doing, right? It's not a predicate, so our choices are verb ing, the third form of the verb already, or the infinitive. After enjoy, we always need a gerund, guys. Just remember that. Okay, 20. Well, I got a noun, and the only thing I can do with a noun in 19 through 24 is put it into the plural form. Let's just make sure that we need the plural and not the singular one here. It is because they love the sound of the snow breaking under their feet. Of course, that's the irregular, that's the exception, right, to the rule. Foot, 1 foot, 2 feet. Very good. 21. It is interesting that you can hear this sound only if it is around -5 because of the snow structure. If it is warmer or colder, you not can hear it. Guys, not can is a modal verb, right? The only other form of can is could, right? Which is, well, for the past or for polite requests, right? Lots of different functions of could. So let's say if we need could or can here. If it is warmer or colder, you it. And, well, guys, also the meaning, right? Is it a fact or a description of the past? It is a fact, right? We're describing facts about snow and the creaking, right? The sounds that snow makes under our feet. So, do we need to change can into could or not? What do you think? And of course you don't, right? If it's a fact, then cannot, right? And guys, please notice that this word is written, I mean, these two words are written as one, right? Cannot is the negative form of can, right? So here we didn't even need to change the form, right? We just needed to write the negative form correctly, and that's it. We could say that it's easy, but actually it could be more difficult, right? Because it's quite strange that you don't need to change the form in these tasks. Sometimes that happens, and you also do need to keep that in mind while you're doing them. All right, moving on. A great joke. Oh, April the 1st. Okay, so on April the 1st, British media always play jokes on their audience. One of the media jokes, we got an adjective, one of the, so we got the, one of the. After one of the, we always need the superlative form, right? What's the superlative form of good? Best, absolutely. One of the best media jokes is definitely the one of the BBC. On April the 1st, 1957, British people, a fake film about growing spaghetti in Switzerland. And we got a verb. Okay, let's think about it. It's a predicate, right? Because we got people as a subject. Now let's think about the tense. Well, of course, it's past simple, right? We got a particular date in the past. Now the voice. Is it active or passive? What do you think? Well, we're talking about British people, right? So those are like the public, yeah? And the public can't show a film, yeah? The BBC showed the film. So, is it active or passive? Uh-huh. Yeah, it is a bit. So, British people, the public, yeah? They couldn't show the film. So, it's passive, guys, right? BBC, the BBC showed people the film. So, yep, they were shown a fake film. Somebody showed it to them, right? So that's passive. And people were shown. Good. 24. The presenter the surprised viewers that Swiss farmers gathered spaghetti right from spaghetti trees. Another verb. Remember, this is a connected text, right? So we're still in the past. We're still talking about April the 1st, 1957. So the presenter is the subject, right? Did the presenter do this? Or, of course, we got an object, right? Who did he tell? The surprised viewers. So this is active and still past simple, right? Because it's still about that date. April the 1st. What's the past simple of tell? Told. Thank you. Very good. All right, and a bonus for us. The BBC received many phone calls from people who hoped they able to grow spaghetti in the UK and asked for spaghetti seeds. Okay, another verb. The BBC received in the past people who hoped they were able to grow spaghetti. Really? How can you hope something about the past? Don't we always hope about the future? Guys, imagine this situation, right? You see a film about growing spaghetti. Obviously, you haven't grown spaghetti yet, right? So this is about the future, right? To be more specific, this is about the future in the past, right? Because people don't hope this now, they hoped in the past. And what do we need then? Well, guys, for future in the past, as people like to call it, I just like to call it sequence of tenses, right? Because something in the past, somebody in the past was talking about the future, so we need yes. Very good. Would be. We got it. People who hoped they would be able to grow spaghetti. So they in the past hoped something in the future would happen. Very good. We got it. Moving on. A school photo. My son and I were checking out a house he was interested in buying. When the owner came to the door, she looked at me and said, "Larry, I know you. We to school together. I'm Elaine. Don't you recognize me?" And the word is go. So guys, my son and I were checking out a house he was interested in buying. Obviously, the son is an adult, right? Kids can't buy a house. So my son and I am a grown woman with a son who can buy a house. Wow. When the owner came to the door, she looked at me and said, "Larry, I know you. We to school together." Well, obviously, this is about the past, right? It's just a fact about our past. So what do we need? Just past simple, right? Because this is just an action in the past, and that's it. What's past simple of go? Went. It is it, absolutely. We went to school together, and that's it. All right, moving on. I failed to remember her. She took out our old yearbook and showed me her graduation picture. Still nothing. Let's look at picture, she said. And we got a pronoun, you. What do we think? We got a noun after our gap, right? This picture belongs to you, so we need a possessive pronoun. Of course, your picture. Very good. All right, last one here. She flipped the pages until she came to me. Under my photo, I read, Elaine, I, you. Never. All right, guys, so this writing is under the picture in the photo album, right? What could she write? Not forget. A verb. Right, you said absolutely. I won't forget you, right? So she was talking about the future, and this is in quotes, so we don't need future in the past here. We just need the future. But can we write won't forget in our answer sheets at the exam? We can't, guys. There isn't even an apostrophe in our answer sheets, so we do have to write full forms at the exam. So let's do that here as well. Will not forget, right? We got it. I will not forget you. Never. And well, I guess the funny thing is that she did. That's how memories work. All right, moving on. The most famous book for kids. Have you read Mary Poppins? It is a series of 8 books for a very easy one, right? I got a noun, so the only thing to do is put it into the plural form. We do need the plural because there is no article here. Of course, children. Just an exception to the rule, right? An irregular form of the plural noun. 23. The books center on magical English nanny, Mary Poppins. She, by the east wind, to number 17 Cherry Tree Lane, London, and into the Banks household to care for their children. And we got a verb, right? Bring. We also got by, which is a marker for what? For passive voice, guys. Wind is actually the doer of the action here, right? Now, okay, we got passive voice. This is obviously a predicate, right? Because she is the subject. How about the tense? Of course, was brought. Yeah, we're just telling a story, right? So in narrative tense for us, the main action, she was brought by the east wind. Okay, various adventures follow until Mary Poppins abruptly leaves. Only the 3 of the 8 books feature Mary Poppins arriving and leaving. And a number. The only thing we can do with the number is put it into the ordinal form, right? Which is first, absolutely. Only the first 3 of the 8 books feature Mary Poppins. All right, and a bonus. The 5 books recount previously unrecorded adventures from her original 3 visits. Guys, I got an adjective here, right? And I got the, right? But I need to be very careful here, right? Because if I'm not, I'm just going to put my adjective into the superlative form and I will make a mistake. Why? Because we're comparing kind of like 2 parts of the series. Yeah, we got only the first 3 of the 8 books do something, right? The 5 books recount previously blah blah blah, right? Do something else. So we're comparing like 2 parts of one whole. And for that to compare 2 things, we need the comparative degree. Later. The later 5 books recount previously unrecorded adventures. We have the here because we mean these particular 5 books, not because we need the superlative form, right? So we do need to be careful with degrees of adjectives because sometimes they do this, right? They try to catch you on being, I don't know, inattentive, right? And just seeing the marker and not thinking about it. So guys, always think. Of course, you should know the markers, but you should also think, right? Never stop. All right, I'm still thinking about 23 actually, because I do have various adventures follow in present simple. Then I have leaves in present simple, right? So we're still telling a story, but sometimes we use present simple to tell a story. Yeah, so she was brought by the east wind, or she is brought by the east wind. Should we use present simple here or past simple? It's very interesting, right? Various adventures follow until Mary Poppins leaves. Yeah, guys, you know what? I think I would put is brought here, not was brought. All right, I'm actually thinking about it, you know. It's very interesting. All right, you know what I want to do? I want to look for FIPI for answer. Look to FIPI for answer. Just give me a second. We will do this online. Okay. Would they accept past simple or not here? Or is it only present simple? Let's do this. Okay. The hardest thing is to actually find this task, you know. But I can do it. I believe in myself, right? Okay. Not here. How about here? No. Here, no. Okay. Just give me a second, okay? This is interesting. And when I'm interested, I can find anything. Okay. Right, I got it. Okay. Now, okay. Let's check. She was brought. What do you say, Fipi? Yeah, it is correct. Okay, now about is brought. Yes, guys, both would be accepted. Okay, phew. Right? Guys, both would be accepted again because both can be explained, right? If we say was brought, then we mean that we're just telling a story about the past, right? If we put is brought, then we're just compiling with the with the following story in 24, right? So both are okay, but yeah, it was actually interesting to find out, right? Yeah, so was brought or is brought. Both are okay. And guys, that's actually another thing that is important about 19 through 24. If you know all your rules and you can't decide between two things, right? Sometimes you shouldn't spend a lot of time like trying to decide which one, because both could be correct, right? Sometimes the exam accepts more than just one correct answer. So you just need to focus on one, explain it to yourself, right? And if you can do that, then don't waste your time thinking about it too much. Okay? All right, moving on. An honest answer. George Shaw was an outstanding British literary figure and a man with a good sense of humor. When he was still a young critic, he as a guest to a family party. And we got a verb, right? Invite. So we got he as the subject. Our gap is the predicate. Yes. Did he do this action or somebody else did that? What do we think? Yeah, somebody else, of course. This is a we need a passive form, right? And we do also need past simple, right? We got past simple everywhere around, right? So we just need past simple here as well. When he was still a young critic, he was invited. Those two actions, was still a critic and was invited, happened at the same time in the past. So we need was invited as past simple in the passive form. Good. 20. When he entered the room, the daughter of the host, the piano, and her performance was no good. She said, people say you're fond of music, are you? Right, she was playing. Why do we need past continuous here? Well, guys, because we got two actions which happened at the same time, that's true, but one of them was longer. She was playing here, right? She started before he entered somewhere here, right? And she kept playing. So for that action, for the longer one in the past, we do need past continuous. Very good. 21. I fond of music for a long time, but never mind, go on playing, was Shaw's answer. We got another verb, right? And we got a marker for a long time. Absolutely, we do need I have been fond of music for a long time, because that's an action that started in the past and is still true, right? Very good. Moving on. Ebooks. People of the 21st century have to think about living green. A long time ago, ego is a very good marker for past simple, right? We got a verb, we is the subject, so our gap is the predicate. What do we think? What's the past simple of understand? Well, it's irregular, right? And the second form is understood. Very good, we got it. 23. That is why today people try to avoid printing photos and keep all on computers. A pronoun for us. Keep what? What's they, guys? They refers to photos, right? So we need the object pronoun here. Yes, absolutely. The object pronoun of they is them. Very good. Okay, 24. A number, the easiest thing ever, right? Just an irregular form of the ordinal number first. That's it. The first ebook appeared in 1998. Blah, 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 blah. Modern ebooks are much... Wait, sorry, that's the wrong word here. Not late. I think... Right, safe. It was safe. I just didn't change it, sorry. Safe. Something distracted me, obviously. Modern ebooks are much for your eyes than they used to be in the past. So we are comparing modern ebooks, right? And ebooks in the past. We got then, which is a marker for comparative degree, right? So much safer. Yes, Elisabeth, I also always wish the students to have, you know, like a number, a pronoun, a noun, maybe like one verb, and that's it, right? Because they are easier for sure. All right, moving on. The last speech. Abraham Lincoln was famous as a great public speaker. In 1865, he a very emotional speech at the Bloomington Convention. Well, we got a particular date, right? We also got past simple here and here, right? So, of course, we just need past simple as well. He gave a very emotional speech. The only thing you need to remember here is the second form of the verb, and that's it. The speech was so captivating that for the time in their lives, the reporters forgot to take notes. Again, a number, right? Of course, for the first time. And that's it, right? The reporters forgot to take notes. Wow, that must have been a speech. The thing about it is that it was a very important speech. Guys, right? We got an adjective and the worst, of course. We just need the superlative degree here. The worst thing about it. We're not comparing this thing to any other particular thing, so we need the superlative degree because we are comparing this thing to all the other things in the world, right? All right, moving on. Bread. Bread is always on our table, like many other products. However, who invented it? We got is here, right? And well, this sounds like a fact, right? So, what do we need? It's definitely a predicate, right? Because we got the subject here. Yep, absolutely. We do not know who invented it. Very good. Okay, 23. Since that time, bread in many ways. Since is a very good time marker for present perfect, right? So, bread is the subject. What do we need? Come on. Since is the present perfect, bread is it, so we need it has changed. Absolutely. That's it, right? Since that time, meaning that this action started in the past, right? And, well, probably it's still happening, right? And we got the result in the present, so we need present perfect. Okay, 24. For example, sliced bread in 1930. Again, 1930 is a date in the past, so that's past simple. And bread can't introduce anything, right? So it's passive voice. So was introduced. Very good. Guys, if you're struggling with passive voice, we do have another stream on passive voice specifically. So have a look. All right, last one. There is no doubt that people to experiment with flavors and tastes of bread in the future. As we got in the future right here, right? In plain words. And well, there is no doubt that something, right? This is still an opinion, so we can't just use future simple. Absolutely correct. Will continue. And that's it. Moving on. Animal friends. Few people know that dolphins and whales can make good friends. They really enjoy, and I already know my answer, right? Because enjoy is my predicate here. The only thing I can use after enjoy is a gerund, right? The only thing left for me is actually spell it correctly, and that's it. Guys, when we add ing to verbs, we don't change anything. We don't change y, I mean, yeah? It always stays there, no matter if we have a vowel or a consonant before it, it's always there, yeah? So they really enjoy playing with each other. Good, 20. It is one of the is usually for the superlative degree, right? Again, the only thing left is to spell it correctly, which Elizaveta has. Funniest, right? When our adjective has a y at the end, we do need to change it into I and only then add er or est. Er for comparative, est for superlative. Very good. 21. In 2011, people even a dolphin brought up by whales. Isn't it amazing? Particular date in the past, people did something, right? On a particular date in the past. So we need past simple. And this is active voice because people did that action themselves, right? Absolutely. The second form, found. People even found a dolphin brought up by whales. By the way, guys, this would be a much more difficult gap, right? Brought up by whales. This is another past participle, yes? We have come across one today already. Again, it describes a noun, right? Dolphin. And it acts as a passive adjective. Yeah? Dolphin brought up by whales. And it's not a predicate here at all, right? All right, moving on. Magical metals. Do you know why people use silver and copper in medicine? Guys, we got a demonstrative pronoun, this, which only has one other form, right? We got metals, plural, so we need the plural form of this. Yes, it's these, and that's it. Guys, one more important thing here. Please note that we can't change this into those, right? This only changes into these, and that changes into those. And that's it, right? Just one more form, and that's it. No other forms exist. But again, just make sure that your noun in the text is actually plural, right? So that you do need to change it. All right, 23. People about it for a long time. For a long time is a marker that we have seen today already. This marker is for present perfect, right? People did the action. This is our predicate, so people have known, absolutely. Present perfect for us. All right, 24. The door handles of copper can even clean themselves. Now, this is an interesting one. Handles is our subject, right? But we got the predicate as well. Can clean. That's our predicate. So our gap is not the predicate of the sentence. What is it then? Again, three choices, right? Verb ing, verb ed, or the third form, or the infinitive. Elizaveta, you got it. The door handles made of copper can clean themselves, right? This is, guys, again, a past participle. It acts as a passive adjective describing the handles, right? Very good. You got it. Okay. And a bonus. Maybe in the future, more useful qualities of silver and copper. Again, the future is here. Maybe tells us this is only an opinion. So we need future simple, right? That's it. Absolutely, we will find. Good. All right, moving on. Kenneth Grahame was a Scottish writer. Life was very hard on, I got a pronoun, and this is the object of the sentence, right? So we need the object pronoun. What's the object pronoun of he? Him, absolutely. Good. His books are classics of literature for, and we got another noun that we have already seen today. Children, right? Again, guys, the only thing you can do with a noun in 19 through 24 is put it into the plural. That's it. Okay, 21. Recently, the Disney studio some films based on his books. For example, The Reluctant Dragon. These films are certainly worth watching. Okay, so the Disney studio is our subject. It did the action, right? Now, what about the tense? We got recently here. Recently means not long ago, right? So what do we think? Is it past simple? Is it present perfect? Or what is it? Well, guys, actually, recently is a very cool time marker for present perfect. So we can use present perfect here. The Disney studio has made, but we can also just use past simple as well. And I checked that with ФИПИ. Why, guys? Well, just because it's up for discussion, right? If we use present perfect here, then we mean that this action happened not long ago and it has a connection to the present, right? These films are certainly worth watching, right? Now we have lots of cool movies, right? That's our result in the present. But if we put made here, past simple, that would also be okay, because we're not really saying that, talking about that result in particular, right? We're not focusing on it. So if we use past simple here, we would also be okay, right? Because the action still did happen in the past, right? And there is no obvious result for the present. Have I got it? Oh, well, I hope so. Let's move on. A walking house. Can you imagine a house that can walk? An innovative prototype of a walking house last year in England. We got last year, which is a particular moment in the past, so we need past simple. Now, the house is the subject. Can a house introduce anything? No, it cannot. So we need the passive voice. Passive voice in past simple is absolutely was introduced. Very good. 23. The thing about it is that blah, blah, blah. I see the thing that I need. I got the. Okay, let's see. Maybe we're comparing it to something else. That is the eco-friendly house, has everything necessary. Blah, 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 what it has, right? Method to collect rainwater and so on. No, we're not. We're not comparing it to any other one thing, so we need the superlative degree here. Best. Very good. 24. Without a doubt, such houses enthusiastic travelers in the near future. In the near, but still in the future, right? So, and again, without a doubt, right? It's an opinion. We need future simple here. Will attract. Good. Okay, and bonus. Right, very boring bonus, right? We got a number, so the first samples are already on sale. Moving on. Yep. Detective stories. Many people enjoys our predicate. The only thing we can put after enjoy is... Oh, sorry, we got a question about the previous one. Let's go back. Will be attracting. Without a doubt, such houses will be attracting enthusiastic travelers in the near future. Will be attracting. But why? I mean, we use future continuous for an action in progress in the future, right? Like from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. tomorrow, I will be driving to work, right? I will be in progress. I will be in the middle of that action. So nothing just tells us here that we do need to show the like progressing quality of this action. So no, I wouldn't put future continuous here. It's just a fact about the future, right? Well, not a fact, but like just one action in the future, not a process. There is nothing in the sentence or in the neighboring sentences that tells us it will be a process. Right? Have I answered your question? Ну, как бы будут привлекать. Ну, как бы да. Эм, Да, ну смотрите, если мы будем переводить на русский, то так, конечно, звучит, наверное, лучше. Ну, типа, будут привлекать вместо привлекут, да? Но переводя на русский, мы теряем связь с английским. Именно поэтому я никогда не советую переводить текст, чтобы определить, что вам там нужно, да, какое там время нужно или что, потому что, ну, русский язык другой. Конечно, если мы переводим это предложение на русский, мы переведем «будут привлекать», то есть как будто бы future continuous, да. Но в английском языке и в английском варианте нашего текста ничего не указывает на то, что это будет именно процесс. Да. All right. Right. Enjoy. Only gerund. Enjoy reading. That's it. The only thing we can put after enjoy is a gerund. So just add ing to the verb and we're done. Moving on, we all have our favorite detective writers. Books by Doyle, Poe, and Chase, by numerous readers all over the world. So, books is the subject, yeah? We got by, yep, as the marker for passive voice, right? So not these authors, right? These authors, but the readers, right? Love the books. So the books are loved. And well, we do need present simple here because this is just a fact, right? About books that exist. And we got present simple all around the sentence. So that's the obvious choice. Okay, 21. Still, Agatha Christie is the detective writer of all times. Wow. That's quite the compliment, right? Of course, best, right? We're comparing Agatha Christie to all the other detective writers of all times. Okay, moving on. Pot plants. You can find a pot plant in almost every house. A long time ago, is a marker for past simple, right? People is our predicate, subject. So our gap is the predicate. So just past simple, right? Active voice, very boring. Understood? All right. 23. They hoped a pot plant them good luck. Hoped, they hoped in the past about, well, we always hope about the future, right? So they hoped a pot plant absolutely would bring. This is future in the past, we need would. People in the past hoped about something in the future. 24. We got a noun. The only thing we can do with it is put it into the plural form. It is usually, how do we form plural from woman? Oh my god, it's gotten so dark while we're here. Okay. Didn't expect that. Yes, women, of course. It is usually women who take care of plants. Okay, my feminist inside is dying, but that's all right. I don't like plants, by the way. Okay, the bonus one. Keeping my opinions to myself, right? People believe that if you have certain pot plants at home, you many illnesses. We'll use the subject, so we got the predicate here. People believe that if you have certain pot plants at home, what do we think? You will not get many illnesses. I guess that's all right. But to me, it sounds more like a fact, right? More like zero conditional, right? If you have, you in zero conditional, we need present simple, right? In first conditional, we need present simple and then future simple. People believe that if you have certain pot plants at home, you know what? I think it's, again, same way, right? So both are correct. But again, let's ask ФИПИ. Because, you know, if we treat it as a fact, then we need zero conditional. If we treat it as a real situation in the present or future, then we need the first conditional. So I can explain both options, but I just want to make sure that, you know, ФИПИ agrees with me. Let's check that. Okay, I'm checking will not get, which is correct. And I'm checking do not get, which is also correct. Yeah, absolutely. We are both right. You know, a high five, right? Okay, guys. So again, two options are possible, right? Do not get if you're treating this as a fact, and will not get if you're treating this as a real situation in the present or future. All right, zero conditional or first. Both are okay, depending on what you want to say by this. Moving on. The secret of success. Thomas Edison was a famous American inventor. He did the world a lot of useful inventions. He is our subject. He was in the past. And guys, I guess it's really important here to know that Edison is dead. I'm sorry. Why is it important? Well, because if he were alive, we could use present perfect here, right? Because we have a connection to the present. The world, a lot of useful inventions, right? We still use his inventions, but he is dead. And about dead people, we can't use present perfect because, well, they can't change anything anymore, right? The situation can't change. And for a situation that cannot change ever, we use past simple. He gave the world a lot of useful inventions. Also, this action happened totally in the past and stayed in the past, right? Okay, 20. He, to be a genius by his contemporaries. However, Edison himself didn't think so. Well, there should be a dot here, not a comma, but okay. Again, just copied this from ФИПИ, right? Right, Елизавета, absolutely. Was considered. Why was? Why not is? Because contemporaries are people who lived with him, right? At the same time with him. So that's also in the past. He was considered. Considered, right? We need the passive because, well, we have by, right? His contemporaries are actually the doers of the action, right? Not he. Okay, 21. He knew that if he didn't work hard, he any further success. He knew in the past, right? He didn't work in the past. Would not have achieved. Why this? Why would not have achieved? You're making a mixed conditional here. Why? So guys, if we're talking about the past, right? He didn't work, he knew. Well, basically this can just be called a second conditional, right? If past simple, would plus verb. That's the second conditional. Yeah? And guys, just to kind of calm you down, mixed conditionals are not in your codificator, right? So you shouldn't know mixed conditionals for ЕГЭ. So that makes it a lot easier, believe me. Yeah, it is too much grammar. I understand. So we just need would not achieve, right? He knew that if he didn't work hard, he would not achieve any further success, right? Second conditional, that's it. Let's not even think about mixed conditionals because then we would just get confused, right? Mixed conditionals are for another level. You don't need to know them for ЕГЭ, which is a good thing, believe me. All right, moving on. Ladybirds. Again, child, right? And getting tired of this word. The only thing we can do with a noun is put it into the plural, so children, right? I just need to make sure that I need the plural form in the gap so that, you know, I'm not caught in a trap. So they look, of course, I need the plural form, right? If I needed a singular form, I would have S here at the end of the verb. Okay, 23. They also love counting spots on ladybirds. They think that the number of spots defines the age of ladybirds. However, it, of course, is not true. We're just talking about facts here, right? So as a fact, it is not true. Good, 24. Ladybirds need, okay, a demonstrative pronoun. The only thing we can do with a demonstrative pronoun is put it into the plural form, right? We do have spots here, so we do need the plural demonstrative pronoun. Yep, absolutely. Okay, moving on. Strange but true. When President Lincoln was ready to sign the Emancipation Proclamation, his hands, because he was very nervous. His hands is the subject here. Let's think about the tense. Well, it's definitely the predicate, right? We don't have another verb for hands here. Yeah, we're shaking, absolutely. Why past continuous, guys? Well, because it was a process, right? He was ready to sign. His hands were shaking because he was very nervous. The only reason we're not using past continuous here and here is because those are states, right? But hands were shaking, that's an action, not a state. So, yep. Good, 20. So he, the pen down. He decided to wait to sign the document until he could do this with a steady hand. Again, he is the subject, so our gap is the predicate. Then we have he decided, past simple, and could do, again past, right? What do we think? What do we need here for a sequence of actions in the past? Put, yes, absolutely. Guys, this is one rare situation in which we do not change the form, right? Well, actually, we did change the form. I mean, here we have the first form of the verb, right? And here we have the second form of the verb, but it just looks absolutely the same, right? Yeah, that's past simple, put, right? So looks absolutely the same. And that's possible. It's rare, but it's possible. So keep that in mind, okay? 21. He was afraid that his critics would accuse of hesitating, they saw, blah, blah, blah. Accuse him. Of course, we need this object pronoun here because that's our gap is the object of the sentence, right? Good. Moving on. The camera. The camera is a miraculous invention. Some people treat it as a time machine. It helps people capture any moment in history and in the present. Alexander Walcott to have invented it. Ah, that's interesting. Okay, so Alexander Walcott is our subject, right? The gap is definitely a predicate. And we got a verb. The camera is a miraculous invention. Some people treat, that's all present simple, right? It helps, again, present simple. Yeah. But after, we have past simple. Right, well, because we have a particular date here. So, do we need present simple or past simple, guys? What do we think? Active voice or passive voice? Well, consider, right? So definitely passive voice, because other people consider this person, right? Past, it says past, but no, sorry, we need the present. Why? Guys, what is this? To have invented. What's that scary form? Guys, that's a perfect infinitive. Perfect infinitive. When do we use a perfect infinitive? When the action expressed by our infinitive happened prior to our main action, right? So if we had to invent it here, then we would use was considered, past simple, was considered to invent it, right? Which sounds a bit strange. But as we have a perfect infinitive here, we do need the present, right? And well, also just because we have facts, right, about this camera in the present. The camera is, and people treat, it helps, right? So Alexander Walcott is considered to have invented it, right? This action, inventing the camera, happened before he started to be considered, right, as the inventor. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I like it. Okay, 23 is the opposite of 22, right? Not interesting at all. First, right? That's again the only thing we can do with a number. I wonder why they always have one, you know, like could you at least put two here? But yeah, it's very popular with FIPI. Okay, 24. The improvement in the camera technology has helped bring motion pictures. Today, we enjoy our images and get time to interact with our own past. Guys, this is a trick, right? We got a pronoun instead of an article before our gap. So, do we need comparative or superlative here? What do you think? Well, we're not comparing images, these images, to any other set of images, right? To any other one set of images. So we're comparing these images as one whole to all the others, right? Not to another particular set, but to all the others. Yeah? So guys, if you don't have anything like then or the to tell you which degree you need, right? Just think about how many things you're comparing. Yeah? Because if you're comparing two wholes, then you need the comparative degree. If you're comparing this to all the others, then you need the superlative one. Best. We enjoy our best images and get time to interact with our own past, right? Okay, bonus. It with us forever in our photos and home videos. It, what it? Ah, the past, right? Here. It refers to the past. Forever, on the other hand, is about the future, right? So we need future simple here. Again, because this is an opinion, right? It will stay with us forever in our photos and home videos. Guys, even if we don't have the word future, right, in the sentence, it can still be about the future. So just think about the meaning of the sentence, right? All right, moving on. Okay, Meteora is an area that attracts thousands of tourists from all over the world. Meteora in Greece. And we got a verb. Meteora is the subject. This is our predicate. Situate is a very interesting word, which means put something into a place. And Meteora is a place, so it can't situate anything, right? Which means somebody situated Meteora, or, well, maybe not somebody, right? Maybe God or whatever. And what about the tense? We got is here, so we're talking about the present, right? Absolutely, is situated. Passive voice, present simple, that's it. 20. It is famous for the ancient monasteries, right on the eroded rocks. It is the subject, is the predicate. What about our gap? Again, if our gap is not the predicate, the only choices are verb ing, verb ed, or the third form of the verb, and infinitive. What about this one? What does it describe? What build? Who, where? It describes the monasteries, right? The monasteries are buildings, so they couldn't build anything, so they were built, right? But we can't use the passive voice here because it's not the predicate. So we use the past participle. Absolutely, built. Exactly, you're right. The ancient monasteries built right on the eroded rocks. Yeah, this is a past participle which acts as the passive adjective describing the monasteries. Very good. 21. Now tourists enjoy. Okay, I'm bored. Enjoy, right, as the predicate. The only thing we can use after it is a gerund, visiting. Right. After enjoy, only a gerund. We can't use an infinitive after enjoy. Okay? Let's remember that. Okay, 22. The way to reach this amazing place is to take a bus from Athens. Again, we got the, right? We also got the meaning. We're comparing this way with all the other ways to all the other ways. So we're using the best. We got it. Good. Next. Sports in Victorian times. Sports became extremely popular in Victorian times. Traditional sports like football, cricket, and boxing had been played for centuries, but now they were given proper rules for the... Okay, I was reading all of that just to find out that I have a number here, right? And the only thing I can do is put it into the ordinal form first. Okay, this was the time when many football clubs were set up. Football, to keep people healthy and to encourage a sense of fair play. Now this one is more interesting. Mean is a verb. Football is our subject. But can football mean anything? What do you think? Mean is actually like to give something a sense, right? A sense of importance, right? So football can't do that on its own. We got was here, were here, which are both in past simple, right? So we do need past simple. The only question is active or passive. Of course it's passive, right? People did that. Football was meant to keep people healthy, right? Football was meant, meaning that, well, it was given, right, that sense of importance. Okay, 24. It, that's successful, and free kicks and penalty kicks had to be brought in to stop foul play. We have had to, right? Which is in the past. That's past simple. We got past simple before that. What do you think? Of course, yeah, it's just past simple too, because all of these actions are in sequence, yeah? One happened after the other. That's it. Okay, next. The organized matches drew large crowds and watching sport, a hobby. Again, just another action in our sequence. Has become. Huh. Wait a second. No, but why, Elizabeth? Why has become? I don't think we have, like, no, okay, we have at the beginning, present simple, traditional sport. No, that's not present simple. No, we don't have even one verb that's in the present here. Everything is in the past, right? Absolutely everything. Became, had been, that's past perfect. Then again, past simple, simple, past simple, past simple, past simple, past simple, and then present perfect. Why? No, sorry. Can't agree here at all. We don't have a connection to the present here anywhere except our minds. So nothing in the text supports that. So we do need just past simple here as another action in our sequence, right? This happened, right? Football was meant, then that happened, it wasn't successful, then they had to bring in something else, then the organized matches drew large crowds, and then it became a hobby, right? Just a sequence of actions in the past. That's it. All right, moving on. Archaeology. What is archaeology? It is the study of human activity primarily through the study of material remains. What do we think? We got it, which is a pronoun, right? What does it refer to here? Well, I guess to human activity, right? And material remains belong to this, yeah? So we need the possessive here, right? Possessive pronoun. What's the possessive pronoun of it? It's, of course, absolutely. No apostrophes, nothing, right? Just it's. That's it. Okay, 20. Most human activity is in the past, and most past human activity occurred before any record. Okay, we got activity is, and then activity occurred, but a verb here. So our gap is not the predicate, right? We got two subjects, we got two predicates, but this is not a predicate. What is it? It describes the record, right? And who wrote it? Somebody else did, right? This is a passive adjective. Well, I mean, it plays the role of a passive adjective, but what is it? If it's not a predicate, it's a past participle, yes? Absolutely, written. Very good. Before any written record. Good, 21. That is why archaeology is the method for the study of human prehistory. Again, not comparing it to any one other thing. We have the, so we need the superlative degree, right? What's the superlative degree of this long adjective? What do we think? Absolutely. The most important. Very good. Moving on. Antiseptics. We cannot imagine our lives without them. This invention in 1850. Particular time in the past, right? And the invention can't do anything. So we need the passive voice in past simple was introduced. Good. 23. Okay, one again. I think this is like the most popular thing today, guys, right? First. Okay, 24. His work was taken up by others, such as Joseph Lister, who, a pioneer of antiseptic surgery. Okay, his work was taken up, again, past simple, right? Well, I see no reason to not just use past simple as well, right? Yeah, became, who became a pioneer of antiseptic surgery. Good. Moving on. The Thorn Birds is a 1977 best-selling novel by the Australian author Colin McCullough. The story gives whom? We need the object of we. Object pronoun is us, right? Good. 20. The book, the writer international fame as soon as it was published. Well, the book did that all by itself, right? And what about the tense? As soon as it was published. That's past simple, right? Our action happened after it was published, so we just need past simple here, yeah? The book brought the writer international fame as soon as it was published. Yeah, just again, two actions in a sequence, in a line. Okay, 21. In 1983, it was adapted into a TV miniseries. Richard Chamberlain and Rachel Ward. It is the subject, was adapted is the predicate. What's our gap? It's not a predicate, right? Okay, guys, here we do need to know the meaning of star as a verb. A movie stars actors. It means that those actors play leading roles there, main roles or important roles. Okay, so a movie stars actors, which means that a miniseries could do it all on its own, right? So it's not a past participle. It's a present participle, right? Because this action, star and was adapted, happened at the same time, right? Those were simultaneous actions. We are describing miniseries with this gap, but there is no passive meaning at all. So, starring, right? Yep. And we do need to double the R, right? Because there's only one syllable. You might have seen it somewhere in movies, yeah, like usually at the beginning they write on the screen, yeah, like starring and then all the actors that played the main roles, right? It's always starring, not starred. All right, moving on. Living octopus. In countries which are located near sea coasts, seafood is an important part of national cuisine. Since ancient times, different kinds of fish and seafood staple diets near the coast or near certain rivers and lakes. Since ancient times. Since is a marker for present perfect, right? Kinds of fish and seafood. That's our subject, right? So what do we have here? Have been, absolutely. Different kinds have been, right? They started in the past, and that's still true about now. 23. From Indonesia to India, seafood throughout the region, both as foodstuffs and as seasonings. What do we think? Seafood as the subject, right? We have present simple here, present perfect before that, present simple before that. So, of course, this is just a fact, right? About the present is used. Seafood is used throughout the region, both as blah, blah, blah. It's important to eat seafood fresh as people to risk food poisoning. Well, that's pretty easy to me, right? What do you think? People as the subject, right? And everything is in the present, so this is just another fact, right? Yep. People do not want. That's it. Okay, and the last one. Many people think that exotic seafood dishes are the... We have the, right? We also are comparing this to all the other dishes, right? So, of course, we need the superlative degree here. All right, guys, I think that I do owe it to my voice to stop at some point. You know what? I think that we should take another stream following 19 through 24, right? A bit later, maybe in May, right? Because we have all these streams already organized for the April for April. So I think we should take another one. Even in my presentation today, there aren't all the tasks from FIPI, right? So that might be another very good chance to practice a bit more. But for now, let's move on to our... Okay, see how many... Yeah, my voice can't take it. Sorry, I have just gotten better. I'm not ready to do this to my voice. Guys, a little bit about our school. С нами можно подготовиться к ЕГЭ и к ОГЭ тоже. На самом деле. 3 месяца у нас осталось на самом деле уже не 3, а 2, да, но все то время, что у нас осталось, мы будем готовиться вплоть до самой даты экзамена, да, то есть вот во вторник экзамен, мы в понедельник все еще готовимся с нами, да, в нашей школе. Занятия проходят 2 раза в неделю основные, но также есть разговорный клуб, на который очень полезно ходить, чтобы что? Чтобы практиковать наши скиллы в разговорной речи. На разговорном клубе на самом деле самое важное — это разговориться, да, то есть если у вас есть проблемы с тем, что вы боитесь говорить, или с тем, что вы, ну, не можете почему-то этого делать и не понимаете почему, то разговорный клуб — это прям то, куда вам нужно сходить обязательно, и не один раз, да, за один раз, конечно, ничего не лечится, но если походить несколько раз и послушать, как говорят другие, и что на самом деле говорить это не страшно, а очень даже интересно, потому что можно делиться своим мнением, можно обсуждать кучу разных интересных вещей. Да, на разговорном клубе у нас всегда проходят темы, которые, ну, никак, может быть, напрямую не связаны с экзаменом, да, и Поэтому они интересны. Ладно, нет, я шучу, конечно. Все темы, которые мы проходим на разговорных клубах, связаны, конечно, с экзаменом, но только тем, что на разговорном клубе вы можете также подкрепить свою лексику, да, набраться новых слов, выражений и так далее, набраться их как у своих одногруппников, так и от преподавателя, который ведет эти разговорные клубы. Там всегда куча интересных каких-то квизов, викторин. Просто очень классно. Мне дико нравится всегда смотреть разговорные клубы. Да, еще домашние задания. Конечно же, всегда после каждой лекции вы выполняете домашние задания, чтобы, собственно, отпрактиковать все то, что вы изучили, весь новый материал. Подробная связь по заданиям с развернутым ответом присутствует, потому что недостаточно, да, просто знать, что что-то было не так, надо знать, что было не так и как это исправить. Именно для этого есть подробная обратная связь по заданиям с развернутым ответом. Интерактивная платформа для подготовки. Если не видели ее, то обязательно приходите к нам на сайт и посмотрите, потому что она супер. Удобное расписание и список дел. Да, вот так это выглядит на телефоне. Собственно, это и есть пример того, как выглядит наша платформа, да, потому что вот это вы видите в своем профиле каждую неделю, все дела, которые вам нужно сделать, посмотреть семинар, не посмотреть семинар, поучаствовать в семинаре, посмотреть лекцию, прийти на разговорный клуб, сделать домашку, сделать пробник, все здесь. Интерактивные видеоуроки рассказала, примерно так выглядят на телефоне. Удобно приходить, на самом деле, как с телефона, так и с компьютера, но я предпочитаю компьютер просто потому, что экран больше и как-то как будто бы больше возможностей, хотя на самом деле, конечно, с телефона есть абсолютно все то же самое, что и с компьютера. Домашки с быстрой проверкой. Быстрая проверка создана для заданий, в которых вы не пишете сами лапками, не знаю, сочинения, например, да, а просто вам нужно выбрать ответ или написать какой-то короткий в стиле 19-24, да. В такой домашке, конечно, компьютер может проверить все сам, и вам не нужно ждать ответа преподавателя. После того, как компьютер сказал вам, платформа сказала вам, что ваш ответ правильный или неправильный, вы также видите решение. Вот тут, чтобы вам было понятно, почему правильный или неправильный, да. Практические семинары. На семинарах вы приходите общаться с преподавателем и с одногруппниками и практикуетесь прямо в режиме онлайн. Можете задать все свои вопросы, наделать кучу ошибок, чтобы вас исправили. Очень полезная история. Ежемесячные пробники проходят ежемесячно, не побоюсь этого слова. На ежемесячных пробниках вы пишете прям полный экзамен, да, весь вариант, чтобы попрактиковаться, чтобы посмотреть на свой прогресс, и примерно вот так выглядят ваши результаты после выполнения. Удобный чат с преподавателями, конечно же. Всегда можно написать мне, моей коллеге, мы ответим с огромной радостью. Я обожаю вопросы от студентов, особенно по темам, да, которые мы проходим, потому что это значит, что вы заинтересованы, потому что это значит, что вы хотите разобраться, и, я всегда очень радуюсь вопросам по темам, которые изучаются на курсе. Никогда не стесняйтесь их задавать. Система уведомлений. Да, чтобы вы, конечно, ничего не забывали, и вам не пришлось записывать на бумажку, на руку и так далее, да, телефон обязательно напомнит вам о том, что пора бы уже на семинар, например. Да, и, ребят, самое важное, самое клевое — это наши предложения, которые сейчас действуют. Суперинтенсивы и для ЕГЭ, и для ОГЭ. При покупке 2 предметов еще 2 в подарок. Это предложение действует вот на то короткое время, что у нас осталось до самого экзамена. Очень важно просто получить от него настолько много, насколько вы можете, поэтому действует такая акция, просто пользуйтесь, не стесняйтесь, ссылочка в описании. Сопровождение при поступлении в вуз — это еще одна очень клевая штука, которую мы делаем. Просто посмотрите на все эти галочки, сколько всего предлагается на этой программе. Записаться на консультацию можно абсолютно бесплатно, да, консультация бесплатная, на ней вам расскажут все и про эту программу, и про то, что вы от нее получите, зачем она вообще вам нужна. Мне кажется, что это просто супер. Если бы я, когда поступала в вуз, где-то вот такое было, я бы обязательно это купила, потому что, конечно, самостоятельно, наедине с интернетом разбираться во всех вот этих процессах поступления — это просто боль. А, вот. А тут вам помогают, и это очень круто. Очень много всяких разных функций тут перечислено, но вот последняя мне нравится больше всего. Связь 24/7 в персональном чате с консультантом. Ну, то есть в любой момент, когда вы, не знаю, стрессуете и паникуете, что что-то не успели, вы просто пишете консультанту, и он рассказывает вам пошагово, очень четенько, что, куда, зачем и когда. Вот. Очень советую воспользоваться, мне кажется, это супер предложение. Ну и последнее. Для ребят, которые... Ну все, голос мой вообще, короче, уходит из чата. Мне кажется, мы очень вовремя заканчиваем, потому что скоро его не останется. Если вы начинаете готовиться в 10 классе, то, во-первых, мой огромный комплимент, потому что это очень клевая идея. На слайде видно предложение для 10-классников с гарантией поступления, если вы делаете все как надо. Летняя школа в подарок, да, вы покупаете комплексную программу на 14 месяцев обучения. Ну, тут написано 2 занятия в неделю плюс домашка, но мы же все помним, что у нас еще есть разговорный клуб, да? Вот, летняя школа в подарок — это вообще супер. Летняя школа у нас всегда супер интересно и весело проходит, потому что, ну, блин, мы все понимаем, что летом вам хочется расслабиться, да, но это точно так же можно делать с пользой, поэтому очень советую воспользоваться предложением. Мне кажется, оно тоже супер, если вы учитесь в 10 классе. Жду всех с огромным нетерпением, с огромной любовью. Пожалуйста, приходите, буду очень рада видеть. И, пожалуйста, поставьте лайк и подпишитесь на наш канал, если еще не подписаны. Вдруг такое может быть. Вот, ну и лайк нам, конечно же, нужен, чтобы мне было приятно, чтобы Ютубу было приятно, чтобы мы с вами встретились вновь и больше не расставались. Thank you so much for today. I hope to see you on Sunday. We have another stream if my voice is going to work, but I hope it will. It's just, you know, after my illness, it's not used to talking for so long. But I do hope to see all of you on our next stream, and have a nice evening, right? See you Sunday. Be well, don't get sick, don't be like me. Bye, everyone.